The day I reached for the car door just to pull myself out of the seat, and my legs gave out anyway. I sat back down and didn't try again for 10 minutes. I was 77 years old. Standing up had become something I had to think about. My doctor had already told me what to expect. At your age, he said, this is just how it goes. If any part of that sounds familiar, keep watching. What I was told was this muscle loss after 70 is permanent. That the legs go first. That weakness at my age was not a condition, it was a destination. That is not true. What nobody told me, what my doctor didn't have time to explain, is that aging muscle doesn't disappear. It goes quiet. Think of it like a generator that hasn't been switched on in years. The wiring is still there. The capacity is still there. It just needs the right signal to fire up again. You are not broken. Your legs have not given up on you. They are waiting, the same way mine were, for someone to tell them they still have a job to do. That someone has to be you. I am not going to give you generic advice. What I am going to give you is exactly what I did. The 3 movements that rebuilt my legs when nothing else had worked. The first is a seated exercise that reactivates the muscles most seniors have completely switched off without knowing it. Research from the Journal of Gerontology calls it one of the most underused recovery tools for adults over 70. The second is a standing movement, and yes, I will show you the chair modification that targets the exact muscle group responsible for getting you up from a seat safely. And the third, the one I wish someone had shown me on day one, is the movement my physical therapist called the single most important thing a person my age could do for long-term leg function. So find a comfortable seat. Let's begin. Movement 1, the heel slide, the exercise that woke my legs back up. The first week after my diagnosis, my physical therapist sat me in a chair and told me to do something that seemed almost embarrassingly simple. Slide your heel back along the floor as far as it goes. Then bring it forward. That's it. I almost laughed. But I did it. Here is what it was actually doing. It was sending a signal through the quad and hamstring, the 2 muscle groups that had essentially gone silent. Think of it like tapping a microphone to check if it's still on. The muscle isn't gone. It just needed to hear from you again. Do it now if you can. Sit up straight. Both feet flat on the floor. Slide your right heel slowly back toward your chair, as far as it goes without pain. Then slide it forward again. 5 times. Then the left. If you feel a gentle pull behind your thigh, that is exactly right. That is your hamstring remembering it has a job. By the end of my first week, I was doing 3 sets. By the end of week 2, I could feel the difference getting out of my chair. Movement 2, the supported sit to stand. The movement that gave me my mornings back. This was the one that changed everything practically. Because getting out of a chair, that single motion, is the foundation of every other movement in your day. Place both hands on the armrests or on your thighs. Lean slightly forward, chin over knees. Now push through your heels, not your toes, and rise slowly. If you need to use your hands, use them. That is not cheating. That is smart. Research from the Cleveland Clinic shows that this single movement, practiced daily, improves lower body strength in adults over 70 faster than almost any other exercise. The goal is not to do it perfectly. The goal is to do it. 3 times now. Rest. 3 more. By week 3, I stopped using the armrests. Movement 3, the standing calf raise. The one my therapist called the most important. Your calves are your second heart. They pump blood back up from your legs to your heart every time they contract. When they weaken, everything weakens with them. Stand behind your chair. Hold the back lightly for balance. Rise slowly onto your toes. Hold for 2 seconds. Lower down with control. That lowering phase, do not rush it. That is where the strength is built. 10 repetitions. Every morning. The first time I did this without holding the chair, I stood in my kitchen just to feel what that felt like. You will get there too. Before we get to the bonus, and there is a bonus, I have one small favor to ask. If these movements have meant something to you today, take a moment to hit the like button. It is not for me. It tells YouTube to show this video to other seniors who are sitting somewhere right now, struggling with the same thing you were. You could be the reason they find this. Subscribe if you want more. Now let's finish strong. Before we close, there is one thing I wish someone had told me before I started. It would have cut my recovery time in half. Do these movements in the morning, within the first hour of waking up. Here is why. After a night of rest, your muscles are stiff but your nervous system is fully reset. That is when they are most receptive to new signals. Think of it like watering a plant right after sunrise. The roots absorb more. I spent my first 3 weeks doing these exercises at night, after dinner, when my body was already tired. The week I switched to mornings, everything accelerated. 1 hour after waking. 3 movements. 15 minutes total. That is the thing I wish I had known on day 1. 3 movements. The heel slide, the sit to stand, the calf raise. Every morning. 15 minutes. That is all I did. Today, I get out of my car without grabbing the door. I climb my porch steps without thinking. Last spring, I walked my granddaughter to school for the first time in 4 years. My doctor called it remarkable. I called it 15 minutes every morning. You do not have to start with all 3. Tonight, just try the heel slide. That is enough. The fact that you watched this entire video tells me something about you. You have not given up. And your legs have not either. Save this video. You will want it tomorrow morning. I rebuilt mine at 77. You can start today.